Hi guys, good evening. This is Joseph Akwasi of the Brew Show. You can see some fly gentleman in front of the camera. He is the brain and face behind Cinema 57, the open air cinema that you've been seeing all across Accra and sometimes in Cape Coast.
Sure.
Albert, how are you doing?
I'm good, Jay. What's up?
I can't complain, both been good. And Albert and I find ourselves here inside Osu at a place called Buro. Buro is a networking space for those of you who are unfamiliar. And that's because he's on the panel for something exciting. So I want him to tell you what we're coming to discuss. So Albert, the floor is yours.
So let me just start from the beginning.
So Cinema 57 is putting together a number of community cinemas. Now these community cinemas, we don't just want to focus on the entertainment part of like film. We've done that for the past few years. Now we want to focus more on the impact side of film. So the community cinemas are supposed to be an out for as a way for us to use film to start impactful conversation.
So today we're doing something called #Day Inside, and it's simply like when you ask someone like Charlie, what's up, how be, and they're like, oh Charlie, a day inside, right? It's like you don't say man they go through some things, but you can't say it, right? So we day inside. So we're screening three amazing films from three amazing people, and the idea is to use it to spark conversations around mental health and how to not only use film to bring that out as a form of healing, but also to use that as a form of starting a conversation around the subject of mental health. Yeah, so there are a number of other community cinemas coming up. There's one at Sakama Junction right now. We're planning a few outside of Accra as well. So yeah, we're here at Buro, we day inside. It's a partnership between us, Buro, and the people at Afro Park. Yeah.
Now, you and I have met at various events to do with movies and Ghanaian films, as like the film industry. For example, last time National Film Festival.
Yes.
So, how do you see the Ghanaian film space or ecosystem right now, and how do you see it progressing in the next 5 years?
Look, Killer's Day. A lot of people would tell you, oh, the Ghanaian film industry is dead, and the films are boring. But trust me, with the people I've met, because now we're basically into distribution. The people we've met, the filmmakers we met, the production crew, the stories we've seen. There's some really good stuff coming out. Exciting times ahead. Look, I mean, for instance, look at what Blitz is doing, right? The Africa Film Society, what they did recently with Classics in the Park, and what they are still doing with Classics in the Park. Charlie, I'm super excited about what's about to happen in the industry. Yeah.
Excellent. And how can people connect to 57 on social media?
We're cinema_57, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. If you're trying to
Reach us on phone, it's 0244 741 756. WhatsApp as well. Yeah.
Albert, thanks for your time and
Thank
let's
you as
enjoy
well.
the panel.
Thank you.
Hi guys, this is James Remisa of the Brew Show. Once again, I find myself inside Bureau for a nice panel discussion on mental health and movies. I've sort of given it away, but I'm going to let this fine gentleman in front of me, Joseph Akwasi, speak about the thing in detail and tell you more about his brand. All I would say is that his brand is called Filmmaker Studios.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Filmmaker Studios.
So how did you come up with the name and why are we here? Why is Filmmaker Studios here?
Where are we here? Well, they're showing my film Home, which I did a while ago, but we're premiering it here for the first time. And the reason why we're here is really because we want to enable conversations around mental health. And the film that I am showing is actually centered on mental health, as long as the other two films that are showing tonight. And a little bit about the brand that Filmmaker Studios. Filmmaker Studios is a studio that focuses on social impact projects. So we do film projects, documentaries, fiction, arts, and everything. We try to find those that have social impact value, and that's what we try to do. So that's why we're here.
Excellent. Now, you guys would agree with me that mental health is a very sensitive subject. So why mental health?
Yeah. Well, we all have mental health. You know, it's not no, it's no longer just a hashtag. It's really the reason why, like how we think and how we see ourselves in the world, and we have to continuously be updated on what is the right way to live and move in this world. And some of us, we have gone through the excesses of it. So when we are talking, and we are, we are not experts in the field, but we are experts on how we feel and how we've gone through certain things. So I feel like the time is ripe for more conversations on mental health, and people need to share their journeys more so that other people can learn and other people can, benefit from other people's journeys and be able to use it for their own lives.
Nice one. And seeing as you mentioned earlier that we are part of the select few who are watching one of your movies being premiered for the very first time, can you tell us a little bit more about the movie before we get to see it?
Wow. So the movie, it was shot in Germany, but it's a Ghanaian film because it has like a Ghanaian themes and it's a Ghanaian main character. Um, it's a short film, so if I say too much, I would give it all away.
Sure.
But it's really about an interracial couple that moves to the German countryside to start a business, and it begins like a whole escapade for them, and everything seems to go downhill from there on. And that's the film centers around that, but it's an interesting psychodrama that I hope everyone gets to see at some point.
Interesting psychodrama.
Yeah.
That's one. So if we want to know more about Filmmaker Studios, how can we find you on social media?
We are not so active on social media, but you can go on our website www.realmakerstudios.com, and then you find us there.
That's one.
Yeah.
Akwasi, it's been a
Yeah.
pleasure doing this with you.
Thank you.
I hope to enjoy the panel discussion and learn a lot more about mental health from your different perspectives.
All right.
Thank you so much
Thank
and
you
keep up
too.
the good work.
Thank you.
I know life sucks, right? But hey, Charlie.
But hey, it's actually you're trying to be positive about it because the he has a exclamation mark.
So let's go again. Life sucks.
But hey,
But hey.
all right.
My name is Elsa, and I am representing Alpha team. So I just thought before we get to trivia, get into the meat of it today, I want to introduce Alpha. So showing how what we're trying to do is create for
Last time, as we did the Kipos, the things, as we did the Kipos the last time, your things lost. You managed to find out. Then the other
Is about it's hashtag day inside. The whole idea is um, you're not supposed to ask me like, oh hey, how you doing? You're like, oh, I think it's when you know like actually there's stuff going on and you don't know how to share it. You're like, oh, I think it's good, fine. Right. So this was supposed to be a safe space to not only watch these amazing films that touch on mental health, but to also open up the floor for conversations around mental health, especially in the creative space. I know we have a few people that film and music here and from other areas. So first of all, again, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being a part of this. I'm extremely humbled by this. So we want to go to the second part of the I want to make it as quickly as possible. We wanted to stick to time as much as possible, and I'm glad that we did. We don't want to bore you guys or waste your time yet. So thank you all for being on time. I'm going to invite a few special people up here. Joseph Akwasi, there's a little area, please join me up here. So, for moving on to the first resort. Joseph did home. Please, have a seat. Joseph did home as well. One other person to know the panel. He is in here and he is different up here. But also, I want as much as possible to make this as informal as possible. We all saw the films. I know we all have our own opinions and questions. I really love it if we could share it with the movies. I really love it if we could also share stuff. I want to make this as safe as safely as possible. So thank you very much again, and I think we'll share it. Before I start, let me just ask: does anybody have any questions they would like to ask the filmmakers? Before I start, anyone? Who's going to read this class? Okay, all right. We're going to start. So,
we should just be sensitive to the subject matter and the various means in genre and form. So I think that you just have to be careful not to diminish some issues and not to exaggerate some issues. So you just have to be really mindful of what you're doing. But there are various ways to make it lighter. So I think genre is not the most important. You can tell mental health story through a thriller or history or
Okay, it's me again. Sorry, guys. This is really got me going. So it's one thing to have a conversation. It's one thing to put the films, the TV shows, the short films together. But then there has to be like some follow-through. What would need to happen for you, any of you, to go to therapy? Well, I was a therapist for 15 years. I have a therapist, and I speak with them about all things in life. My fiance is auntie. I had to bribe him to go to the therapy. We had individual therapy, we had couples therapy, and we had marriage counseling. And on the inside, he was like, wow, nobody ever invested in me like that. I am so grateful. But getting in there, he fought literally. I'm getting in the car, all this other stuff. So how do you then have the conversation to spend a little bit of money that you have on counseling to speak to a person that probably you think they're going to judge you, nothing's going to come of it? How do you have a conversation and then try to resolve it? Because some people go to church and it's fine, but we all know go to church and the hypocrisy there. So it's important to get a professional that's not biased, that can call you on your SHIT and not be your friend and then not judge you. So how do you put those out and that how do you encourage people to speak to a non-biased source?
It's a very heavy question. So I don't know if this answers the question, but I'm a firm believer in support groups, right? You said something here. You said men are like really suffering. I totally agree because I think we had this conversation before. I don't know about women, but there isn't a space, a safe space, especially for men to sit down, especially married men, to sit down and say, hey, like, yo, I'm going through this. I need someone to talk to. And for me, that's kind of why we created this hashtag with the inside, to be kind of like a safe space for people to just come and lay it all out. Right? The last time we did it was in December. And to be honest, the kind of things we heard, like those Orlando spoke about, how he didn't understand what postpartum depression was, and he had to sit his wife down just to understand it, and almost broke their marriage up. And I was really moved by that because that's exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to create a space like this, where everyone feels safe to speak. Because the thing is, like you said, therapy isn't really a thing that start talking to your Uber driver, next thing you know, he's telling you his life story and all that. People feel more comfortable in those settings than sitting in an office with a doctor and telling them stuff like that. So we want to create more of these things so people can feel free to say, hey, this is what I'm going through. How do you think I can solve it? Luckily for us, you're here, you're a therapist. You can tell us how we can see some of these things through, how we can address some of these things. So, and again, I don't know if this answers